The Clinton-Yeltsin summit starts with a big hug, ends with a big laugh, and a big agreement on Bosnia. Russian troops will help enforce a peace accord. David Martin is with American troops already in training. A special one-on-one interview tonight with Fidel Castro. Mr. President, are you unalterably opposed to capitalism in Cuba? And Eye on America, the epidemic of affluenza. Symptoms include demanding children and overindulgent parents.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
Good evening. President Clinton and Russia's President Boris Yeltsin emerged from their Moscow-on-the-Hudson summit at Hyde Park, New York today and papered over deep differences over Bosnia. They said they were in complete agreement but gave no specifics. Case in point, Russia's demand to be in on the peacekeeping forces in Bosnia but outside NATO command. Rita Braver begins our coverage of a U.S.-Russian summit steeped in World War II memories and post-Cold War realities.
Presidents Clinton and Yeltsin took a walk through history today, grappling with challenges of the future at Franklin Roosevelt's Hyde Park, New York home, where crises of the past were overcome. The two sat in the very chairs where Roosevelt and British Prime Minister Winston Churchill strategized over how to win World War II.
You know, it's very difficult to conceive how having this around you, you can plan war.
They couldn't have done it if they didn't have to.
That was a very good idea to have our meeting here in this place. And I'm sure that being in a place like this, there won't be any problems that we won't be able to resolve.
And after a long afternoon of meetings, the two presidents claimed they had made significant progress on the controversial question of Russia's desire to participate in peacekeeping in Bosnia. Yeltsin scolded reporters he said had predicted the meeting would be a disaster.
Well, now for the first time I can tell you that you're a disaster.
President Clinton liked that answer a lot, but his laughter couldn't mask the fact that Russia is still demanding that its troops be outside NATO command and control, something the U.S. says it can't countenance. Still, the two leaders said they've now given their military commanders some suggestions for finding a solution.
We agreed today that Russian armed forces will participate in these operations. How they go about doing it is the affair of the military.
We discussed some specifics on which we were in accord and some on which we agreed that we had to let our defense experts work, and we decided that we would say nothing here which would make their work any harder than it already is.
And the very fact that there was no blow-up at a time of so much tension led Boris Yeltsin to call it the very best meeting the two presidents have had for all the people of the world. Rita Braver, CBS News, Hyde Park.
Peace talks on Bosnia will officially start a week from tomorrow, and even before they begin, U.S. troops are poised to go in to enforce an agreement. The bulk of them are already in Europe and ready to go. National security correspondent David Martin is with them.
The place is Germany, but the training is for Bosnia. It's called peace enforcement, but it looks like combat. The ammunition is live, and this is how the Army would deal with any opposition it might encounter in Bosnia.
If you're in my way, I'll warn you. Please get out of my way, and if you don't, you'll pay for it.
President Clinton has said American troops will not go into Bosnia until after a peace agreement is signed. But a sample treaty already has been drafted, and the U.S. Army here in Germany is trying to figure out what it will take to